My mom mocked me as the stupid it, so I exposed the $63,000 that kept them afloat. I should have known Christmas would be a disaster the second I walked in the door. Mom was already performing for the relatives. Grand gestures, loud introductions, bragging about her accomplished children while holding court like she owned the place. My sister Victoria, 29, sat on her right, fresh off some consulting deal in Manhattan. Designer blazer, blowout hair, nails done hours ago. My brother David, 31, was on her left, loudly telling anyone within earshot about his shiny new Director of Operations title at a tech startup that literally didn't exist 6 months ago. And me, Emma, still working at the same marketing agency for 5 years, still driving my paid-off Honda, still living in my modest one-bedroom, still the designated family disappointment. Mom was doing her tour of introductions. This is Victoria, junior partner at her firm, only 29 and already earning 6 figures. And David, just promoted to director. His company is talking about going public. I was putting out dessert plates in the kitchen when I heard her voice float through the doorway. And Emma is still doing that little marketing thing downtown, you know, making flyers and managing social media. Bless her heart. Some people just aren't built for real success like their siblings. The room hummed with patronizing sympathy. Aunt Lisa gave me the poor baby smile people reserve for distant cousins who never quite launched. I walked into the dining room with the dessert plates. 23 people squeezed around the table, my grandmother at the head, all of them full from the meal I helped cook while Victoria got her nails done and David slept off his hangover. I set the plates down, pulled out my phone. Actually, Mom, I said calmly, speaking of success, I've been meaning to talk to you about something. She looked annoyed. Emma, we're having a conversation. Can it wait? No, I said. It really can't. I opened my banking app and turned the screen toward the table. These, I said, tapping the screen, are the automatic transfers I've been sending you and Dad every month for the past 4 years. Silence rippled across the room. Someone's fork clinked against their plate. $1,500 on the first of every month, I continued, for your mortgage payment because Dad's business wasn't bringing in enough after the lawsuit. Mom's face drained to chalk. Dad lowered his wine glass slowly. And another $1,000 on the 15th, I added, scrolling, for Dad's medical bills from the surgery. The surgery you said the insurance covered but somehow never did. Eyes widened around the table. I kept scrolling. Here's the $8,000 I sent last March when the roof was leaking, I said. And the $1,200 in June for Victoria's car insurance when her policy lapsed. Victoria froze. The room focused entirely on her. And here, I said, is the $3,000 I wired to David in September when he needed his security deposit because his credit is shot. David went pale so fast it was almost impressive. My grandmother leaned forward. Emma, is this true? I didn't even look up. I scrolled through 4 years of transactions. Every emergency, every crisis, every time they called me crying about money, while simultaneously calling me a failure. And this one's my favorite, I said, opening a text thread from last week. Mom asking me for an extra $500 for Christmas gifts because you were short this month. I turned the phone so the entire table could see the message, right after she spent the entire day publicly belittling my career. Aunt Lisa covered her mouth. Uncle Frank shook his head. The photographer stopped packing up his camera just to stare. And you're absolutely right, Mom, I said quietly but clearly. I'm not built for real success. I'm just built to quietly keep this family afloat with my little marketing job. The job you say isn't a real career but somehow covers your mortgage, Dad's medical bills, and all your emergencies whenever you call. I picked up my coat from the back of my chair. The room was dead silent. My mother stared at her plate, unable to look at me. My siblings looked like kids caught stealing from a store. Total amount I've sent you in 4 years, I said, pausing at the doorway, is $63,000. I opened the door. And every single automatic transfer stops tonight. Then I walked out.